Hey Aquarius, welcome to your general reading. This will be for anybody that has a strong placement in their natal chart with Aquarius. If this shoe does not fit, don't wear it. Let the other person, whatever resonates. Any bonus information is down below. If you've been watching me for a long time and you're an OG, you know I'm an intuitive reader. If you're new, I am an intuitive reader. I don't just read the cards. Let's see what we got cooking good looking for you guys. Again, general. So let's see what the cards are that come out. I do call out major arcanas as they do come out. Getting bookworm energy. Y'all on the dark romance book vibes. Or just books in general. I'm getting bookworm energy for you, Aquarius. Show me the tarot cards for Aquarius. We have the Tower, Scorpio energy, and the Six of Cups. If you guys are watching when this is timestamped, we are going into a Mercury retrograde. We're also going into an eclipse season. This is a telltale sign of you guys being hit pretty hard by Mercury retrograde and eclipse season. I almost said Aztec, like the ancient Aztecs. That's a weird psychic slip, but the Aztecs. Now the Six of Cups is the past, a Tower moment from the past. 555, major shift, major change, whether positive or negative, is going to represent itself. A trigger may represent itself. A person may represent themselves. A memory may pop up on Facebook and represent itself. A memory may pop up in general. Whatever it may be, the past is back. So I'm going to hear the past is back. You have history with this person. You have history with this situation. The history is repeating itself. Now, Mercury retrograde is about the planet Mercury basically going backwards. It's in retrograde. Mercury is about communication. Mercury is about technology, electronics, travel. Now, situations where there might have been miscommunication, situations where there might have been conflict, situations where there may have been fallout, situations where there may have been just a cease to exist type situation, like the friendship was over, the relationship, we just broke up, cord was cut type vibe. That is likely to somehow reemerge. Now, not for everybody, and somebody physically will not reemerge for everybody here. But again, even like Facebook memories on this day 7 years ago, and it shows you and that person, and those memories and those emotions come flooding up. There's a rhyme and a reason for that. There's a purpose. A lot of things come back up for us so that we can reanalyze them and look at them, whether it be, look how far I've come from that moment, look how much I've grown, and really giving yourself a pat on the back, or being like, wow, I'm still triggered by that. Like, clearly, like, I'm still hurt by something and I need to work on it. Or seeing somebody again and either feeling negative or positive and realizing you did the right thing, or maybe you guys should talk again. Whatever it may be, it's going to be different for everybody across the board, but I am getting the past is back, Aquarius. So for you guys, definitely if you're watching this during a Mercury retrograde, during a Mercury retrograde season, there's definitely going to be a reemergence of communication. It could be a meme that you tag somebody and that reemerges. On this day, and you and this person shared this. Again, it doesn't have to be somebody popping up at your door, going to your work, someone texting you out of the blue out of a decade. It could just be something of that person that re-pops up. And there's a rhyme and a reason and a purpose for it. Could be dealing with a Scorpio. That is what the major arcana is represented by zodiac sign-wise. Show me the Tower. The Five of Cups, something that did make you incredibly sad and upset. This experience that's going to be re-emerging was covered in your sadness. There's regret, there's remorse. There's a lot of negative emotional ties to this situation for you, for someone else, for everybody involved. This wasn't something that was happy-go-lucky. This wasn't a positive shift or change. This wasn't a warranted shift or change. This wasn't a wanted shift or change. But the tower came, the tower went, and the tower's going to resurface in some way because we haven't fully moved on. We haven't fully healed, or we haven't fully come full circle from that last tower moment to understand why the tower moment happened in the first place, and have really grown from it and closed that chapter by reviewing and seeing that growth. There's something stunting your complete growth and renewal from a situation and a lesson learned because there's still a harboring of negative feelings, therefore negative attachment to it. Mercury retrograde saying, hey, you still have a little bit of a negative attachment to this situation. We really don't want this to become a part of who you are, a part of your psyche, a part of how you think, a part of your perspective of people. We don't want it to tarnish or cause issue or conflict in future relationships or opportunities that present themselves that are of similar value or of similar stature or similarities at all, because it's going to trigger you. And if you don't work through these triggers now, the new opportunity is going to trigger you, and you're going to analyze it and compare it to being the same thing as the past, and it's not going to be. So there's a lot of healing, a lot of growth going on here, Aquarius, but definitely was more of a negative time than a positive time when that tower did fall. You could be no contact with somebody. Doesn't have to be someone romantic. Again, could be a family member, could be a sibling, could be a distant friend. It could have been a life you once lived, right? We all live multiple lives. We're kind of like cats. You move to a different state, you're a totally different person. You go to college, you come home, you're a totally different person. You go and have kids and start a family, you're a totally different person. Like, we have all these different chapters and phases of our lives. And you're looking back on a chapter or a specific day of that 365 in that chapter. What else do we have here for Aquarius? Y'all ground yourself with this. Please ground yourself with this, because when emotions are buried this deep, they have time to fester, and sometimes they fester and become more powerful and prominent than we could ever think them to be once we let the lid and the cap off the bottle. We don't think we're that upset, but we are. We don't think we're going to explode, but we are. So just be kind of mindful of that. The Tower, 5 of Cups for Aquarius. We have the Page of Wands. Yeah, definitely going to be something small, going to be something minor, not going to be huge, not going to be someone coming forward in the physical 3D for most of you guys, but there is going to be something that pops up that makes you reflect and analyze and look back at a situation with a 5 of Cups energy. What else do we have here? Very quick, very straightforward reading. We don't have a lot of cards out here. We have Temperance. Again, the inner peace card. The divine coming in and being like, hey, look, a rhyme and a reason to that situation. A rhyme and a reason to knowing that person. Don't regret that issue. Don't regret that person. Don't regret that relationship. Don't regret going no contact. Don't regret cutting off that narcissistic person, that parent, that romantic situation, that friend. Don't regret that. Find peace in it. We're going to show you that situation again. We're going to show you those feelings again. And you're going to have a second chance to find peace with it. It's really what I'm getting. You could be dealing with Sagittarius. You might not be. But for some of you guys, you have buried some emotions so deep that you don't actually realize that you're drowning in them. But you are. You're Aquarius. You're water bearers. You're the people that carry around the pot of water because you can do both. You have the duality of the mind and the heart. And there's always negativity to that. You could be extreme one way or the other. But there's a beauty in it too, and you can balance the two. This is about balancing the two. Not going totally cold and being totally logical when it comes to emotion, and also not letting emotion totally rule you. I'm about to sneeze. Ooh. Spring allergies. Ooh. Okay. We're good, I think. Let's get an animal oracle card for you, Aquarius. Pain is part of the human experience. I feel like this was very painful. for some of you guys. The emotions behind a situation were very painful. Maybe not the actual emotions of a situation, the actions you had to take, but the emotions behind it and the emotions attached were very, very painful. And still, for a lot of you, are very painful. We have the spider, who's arachnophobic. Not me. Trust the creative spark you're feeling and express it through writing stories that inspire and enlighten. I want to highlight the word enlighten. The situation is going to represent itself in a very minor way to enlighten you on why it happened, to enlighten you on how far you've come and the growth that you've had since, to enlighten you on how you've matured, on how you've grown, and how you're handling a new situation because you went through a past situation. That energy, you are going to be enlightened to the rhyme, the reason, the cause, the why behind something, and find peace in the present and the now, because it was a domino effect to now. I'm going to leave that there, Aquarius. Ground yourself, love on yourself, be patient with this energy. It is temporary. I love you guys. All personal reading information is down below, and you guys have a good one.